All right, we're back. Yeah, welcome to another episode of Dudes Digital Release. What was it, Kike? Digital Release Reviews, right?
Yeah.
VPN movies I download without paying for. Oh yeah. Hey, Kike, what do you think of the setup? I did a different today, like Insta. For every movie's gonna be different and shit.
Good. Well, at least I don't have a lot of shit on my. There's something on my right though.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it. All right, I got a lot of blue stuff over here. At least you got purple over there. You. What the fuck? Why do I keep getting this Windows notification and shit? Pissing me off. Don't worry about it. Okay. We're gonna review Inside. It's a Willem Dafoe movie. Kike. You saw it, right?
I did. It was weird.
Right. It was weird.
Was really weird
because there wasn't there was a lot of not talking for a long time and shit. And to me, one of the funniest parts was every time he opened the fridge. Baila tu cuerpo alegría Macarena. Macarena.
I think the person who lived in that apartment, that was their fucking go-to in the morning. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and make a shake. What would put me up for the day?
For people who haven't seen this basically, he's like a robber, a cat burglar. He's one of these Antifa motherfuckers. And he broke into a rich person's apartment in New York, over there in the rich white city. And the alarm system goes off and it locks him in there. And then the dumbass starts to mess with the alarm system and he breaks it. And the temperature, because it's tight, it's like all together, the temperature all of a sudden goes all the way to like 99 Fahrenheit. And then from right there, his troubles begin, and it only gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Look, at the beginning of the movie, I started hating it, because I was thinking, why would they send a fucking regular Joe who appreciates fucking, art into a fucking professional cat burglar shit that could, be an MIB or something, MIB, why I say MIB? I mean, like, like one of these people that go in and out and they have lasers and shit. Like, why don't you hire someone that actually knows about getting in and out instead of like an art appreciation guy? Like, he just likes art, that's all. I don't know, I started hating it, but then the movie progresses and you become really anxious. It's an anxious kind of movie. Like, I don't know, man. What was that Adam Sandler movie? It almost get to the same level.
Gems. Yeah. I was
like, oh my god.
That's because shit just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The water problem was weird because the guy who left the apartment alone, I mean, he knew he wasn't gonna be back for a long time because there was no food in the fridge. The water was shut off. What else? There was there was no food and the water was shut off. There was no cable. Like, this guy knew he wasn't gonna be back in his apartment for a long time, so he didn't have anything there.
Well, we must say also that the place that he's basically getting into is an artist's apartment. This is not just a regular rich guy. He is an artist, so more than likely this guy is doing a tour in Europe and not gonna come back like in
months,
probably a year or something,
Yeah.
What was really it was really anxious for me that nobody could hear him inside. I was like, there was this lady who would come up and smoke weed on that level of that apartment, and he was banging on the door and she wouldn't be able to hear him.
Well, because that's the way the guy made it. He made it so like he's silent in there and shit. You know what the weird part is? And this apartment was really weird because he found like a little crawl space and he went to it, and then there was like a dead body, but it wasn't a real dead body. It was like a mannequin and shit. And I was all like, that's some fucking weird ass shit.
Satanist ritualistic kind of thing.
Like, who would have that? Number one, he found it by accident. It's not like,
Mhm.
you know, it's a walk this way. I want to show you my
Yeah.
artwork. No, this is like, if you find this by mistake, like why?
Yeah, behind the closet. It was behind the closet and it was narrow. And to get there, it was like a dungeon basically. You get
Yeah.
in there and you're just very narrow. This guy freaked out because he saw a body. You know, I was freaking out too. I was like, what happened? What happened? Why is he screaming? What the fuck? You know? But yeah, like you said, it was just an art piece of a guy in a, you know, I don't know, like a table, and he was dead and wrapped, but it was a plastic, you know, head. And that's when he found the art piece that he was looking, the self-portrait. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that he started talking about, and then you start thinking, oh, this guy is not just a cat burglar. He really knows art, and he's probably a failed artist. And he starts trashing the fucking place because he wants to get out. He builds this massive structure so he can get to the, you know, top window so he can get out.
And how he's taking the screws with a wooden, he cuts a hole and because he doesn't have screwdrivers and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When he fell go ahead.
Yeah, he fell. He broke his
Ankle or something.
Leg.
Yeah.
And that's when the shit hit the fan. In a way, he was building art. If you think about it, he was building like a shrine of some sort. He was going crazy. This guy, right? He built a shrine. He built a thing, right? And it looked like an art piece, like one of these fancy, you know, art pieces that you can see in a New York fucking place.
Yeah. These so-called artists, motherfucker, there's shit in the trash over there that looks exactly the same way. You don't fucking sell that for $1 million and shit.
You know, there was no water, running water. So, dude, the toilet got clogged. He was shitting on the fucking.
How long do you think that Willem Dafoe in real life? How long do you think he had to save his shit so that they can film that scene?
You idiot! It's not real shit.
It looked real to me. There's a lot of it too.
Horrendous. I gagged several times.
A lot of shit.
Yeah. I think this guy was like in the movie. He was probably there for like at least 3 or 4 months.
I don't think that much because there were no food. I mean, he started eating the goddamn fish. Like sushi, he made a sushi roll. It was disgusting when he was smashing it. Saltwater fish. You know what? What I kept on saying from the very beginning of the movie, and eventually he thought about it, was all like, "Why don't you start a small fire, and that'll get the police and the fire department and everybody." But you know what? Even when he started the fire, no one ever came. That's where they fucked up. Because if the sprinkler system goes off anywhere, the fire department should be on the way, right?
Well, this is the thing. He cut the alarm system off.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
So yeah, even if it rings and the thing was the sprinkler starts off, like nobody wouldn't get that notification on the outside. Yeah, it works on the inside, but he cut the communication.
What would you have done? I know what I would have done. I mean, besides the fire thing, I had another idea. What would you have done? I'll give you another idea in a little bit.
I would get the most pointy thing in the room and try to kick the window.
I mean, he would try to do that. He tried to break the window, but he couldn't.
It's too thick. But I mean, eventually, if it's really pointy, you can do it. I don't know, but there's nothing in there. There's nothing you can do, honestly.
I would have gotten naked.
What would you do?
And started going like that on the window. And eventually one motherfucker's gonna see me and he gonna be woke as fuck. And he gonna try to come over here to fuck me or something. And that's how I got saved, because of some pervert. Yeah.
Dude, you can't see shit unless you have like a fucking
There's
telescope.
peeping toms out there in the rich white city. That's all they do. They want a telescope. They want to see fucking murders or people fucking, and they're just looking through people's windows. And if you go and do that, and maybe a sign that says, "Come get me, I'm hungry."
Get this ass.
Yeah. And then don't come and don't get you out. Yeah, that's what I would have done.
You think William Dafoe is that skinny?
He wasn't skinny. I mean, he's old. Yes, he's skinny, but he had a gut. I mean, that's his real body, bro. I mean, that's an old man's body.
His legs and those arms and how he was arched and shit.
Yeah, he's like 70 years old or something. Well, you're not gonna. You think you're gonna look like fucking Chris Pratt when you get old? You're not.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I wonder if he lost weight or it was CGI.
Yeah. I'm gonna look like Chris Hemsworth when I'm old. Oh.
But anyways, there was one thing that he kept saying. He says like, his elementary teacher asked him what would he get if his house would burn down or something like that. And he said,
"What would you
"I'll
say?"
take my cat, my AC/DC album, and my sketchbook."
Yeah, my cat
And
died.
if you think about,
He said, my cat died.
Cats die.
The AC/DC
Music fades.
Yeah, I lent it. No, he said I lent it to some friend and I never saw it CD again. He goes, but I kept my sketchbook, and he still had it, which doesn't make any sense because it wasn't full. He still had extra pages. If he would have had that since he was a kid, it would have been already
Well, it's
drawn
symbolic.
on.
It's symbolic.
Yeah,
symbolic.
always being smart. Fuck you.
He said, "Cats die, music fades, but art is for keeps." So he's solely thinking about himself and himself involved in art, and that's his obsession, right? He didn't even think about like, oh, I'm gonna take my mom and my dad out of the fucking house. No, he said my cat, my AC/DC album, and my sketchbook. So you see how involved he is, how obsessive he is with the art. You know, like he's really into it, and he didn't even fucking think about it. He started creating art during this whole ordeal because he had nothing else to do. He fucked himself over so much that happened. And if you think about it, there's one picture in there where there's like one of those airport ladders for the airplanes.
Oh yeah,
and it's a bunch of people, gathered, but there's no plane. You're just gonna fall down and die. And I thought that for the ending, I thought he was gonna get out and he wouldn't see anything, and he was gonna commit suicide and jump. I thought that was gonna happen, but in the end, you don't see exactly what happens. You just see that
it's one of those endings where it's all like you decide what happens. Fuck you. That pissed me off, Kike. What do you think he did? I think he killed himself. I think he hung himself.
Yeah, in the end, he had to die. Honestly, where you go after you go up to that, there's no window, no place exit door after that.
You wave. Somebody comes and saves you.
And the wind is so fucking like you're gonna get dragged and then you're gonna fall.
Calm down. This ain't like fucking over there like in the fantasy world. This is the real world. That doesn't exist.
You get over there, up there, and see how you like it.
Yeah, I've been outside, all right? There's a windy day, but it'll blow me across the street and shit. Calm down.
No, go up there on the 37th floor or something.
Well, if you want to live in a rich white city, then go do it, Kike.
I'm telling you because I've been in New York and I've been to the, not the rooftop, but, I've been to the Empire State Building and, man, it's windy up there, man. You don't want to be, like, in a place that doesn't have any railings, Fuck
really?
That.
It's that bad?
Yeah. I mean, it could get that bad, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is a movie I would recommend. I think, like, if you're like Kike and you like artsy shit, or like, I mean, it's not a bad movie.
No, it's not. It's pretty good.
I was gonna say it's not a good movie either.
If you like high anxiety fucking movies like Requiem for a Dream or Uncut Gems, you're gonna like this. It's a very artsy movie. There's
artsy.
art pieces that actually exist in this movie that you can go and check out in New York. I mean, you can see them right there.
And there's not a lot. There's not a lot of talking.
There's not a lot of talking. There's not a lot of dialogue. It's just mostly like
him
appreciating the shots and the photography, the cinematography. It's pretty good. I mean, a lot of symbolism behind it too.
Yeah, that's what bothered me. It could have been like, I don't know. I thought he was gonna end up fucking that chick and shit, and he never did.
No, only in his dreams.
Yeah, it's true. She did appear there. He was hallucinating or something, and he kissed her. Mm-hmm. She wasn't even that hot, and it was just the only bitch he would see every day. That's why he's all like, well, I got nothing else to masturbate to.
Pretty much.
That's what happens at work. Is like you work with a bunch of ugly chicks, and because like there's no one there, you just fucking end up fucking falling for one of the ugly ones, and then all your friends are all like, "Why the fuck are you dating that chick?" Oh, but there's no one else there. For fuck's sakes. Yeah. It's not my fault. I say don't watch this movie unless you're a nerd like Kike. Kike says.
I say go watch it. Make your own mind.
All right, that's what he says. Inside, Willem Dafoe, disgusting, and you get to see shit, like literal shit, a lot of it.
It looks very real.
It is. I bet you it was. All right. Cheers, Kike.
Hey, cheers, bro.